Bryan Kohberger was due in court today, and I'm exhausted. There were at least 15, maybe more motions covered in court today, and Judge Hippler looked like this most of the time. First motion covered using sociopath, psychopath, and murder. The state says they don't plan to use sociopath and psychopath, therefore not necessary to make an order on it. Obviously, when discussing the charges, you have to use the word murder. Otherwise, the judge was like, you guys are counseled, licensed by the bar. Your obligation is to follow rules, and that's what I expect from you. Second motion was state's motion of improper death penalty comments. Example would be the state is trying to kill Mr. Kohberger. Both sides said that they will comport with appropriate language and not be argumentative. Third motion was regarding the 404B evidence motion. Regarding the Amazon purchases, the judge was like, this is not a bad act. It does not preclude intent to commit a bad act. Then regarding the traffic stop video from August 21st, where he got pulled over for speeding and not wearing a seatbelt. The state wants to use this because it helps identify him when he identifies himself on camera. He gives his address, his phone number. It shows what type of car he drives. Defense doesn't want this video used because apparently Bryan Kohberger was giving the officer a hard time, arguing that seatbelts don't provide safety and didn't want to give the officer his phone number. The judge was like, look, it may be prejudicial in the fact that it doesn't help your case, but it is relevant. You don't get to tell the state how to try their case. The judge says he will look at the video and the interaction with the officer and may have to redact that part, but leave the parts where he identifies himself, gives his address, phone number, type of car. The next motion was regarding who can be in the courtroom, and Bryan Kohberger's family apparently supports him, loves him, and would be at every hearing if they could afford to fly out each time. And they have no desire to help the state and testify against him. The state did confirm that they do plan to call certain family members to testify. The defense said, of course, they will need to be subpoenaed and they will have to pay for their travel. The next motion was using conditions as an aggravator, specifically his autism. The defense says they don't want the state using his characteristics as aggravators. The state says they don't plan to, but if they get to the penalty phase, we have a lot better than his level 1 autism spectrum disorder aggravators to use as evidence. The judge says he is not inclined to issue a broad order and that they can deal with this on a case-by-case basis. The next motion was the tip regarding the IGG and instructions for jury. The state and the defense said that they can both come to an agreement on how to handle this. The next motion was regarding